This is going to blow your mind. Have you ever wondered how the laws from a bygone era still influence our lives today? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the fascinating world of British laws and their lasting impact on modern India. British laws from centuries ago still shape India's legal landscape today. It's incredible to think that decisions made in the 19th century continue to affect our daily lives, from the way our courts operate to the laws that govern our land. When the British arrived in India, they didn't just bring tea and cricket. They brought with them a complex legal system that would forever change the subcontinent. The British East India Company initially came for trade, but soon they were deeply involved in the administration and governance of India. They brought a legal system that still influences our lives today. The British legal framework was introduced to bring order and control, but it also laid the groundwork for a structured legal system that India continues to use and adapt. Let's break it down. To understand the full impact, we need to look at some key pieces of legislation that were introduced during British rule. First up, the Indian Penal Code of 1860. This laid the foundation for our criminal law, defining offences and punishments that are still in use today. The Indian Penal Code, or IPC, was a comprehensive code intended to cover all substantive aspects of criminal law. It was drafted by the First Law Commission, chaired by Thomas Babington Macaulay, and it came into force in British India during the early British Raj period. Then came the Civil Procedure Code of 1908. This was another monumental piece of legislation that aimed to streamline the process of civil litigation. It streamlined civil court processes, making justice more accessible. The Civil Procedure Code laid down the procedures to be followed in civil courts, ensuring that cases were handled efficiently and fairly. It was designed to reduce delays and make the legal process more transparent. Its principles continue to guide how civil cases are handled in modern India. Now about land ownership. Land laws were another area where British influence was profound. The British introduced the Zamindari system, changing land and agricultural practices. This system was designed to create a class of landlords who would be loyal to the British Crown. However, it had far-reaching consequences for the agrarian society of India. This often favoured landlords and left many farmers struggling with debt. The Zamindari system led to widespread exploitation of farmers, who were often left with little to no land and were heavily indebted to the landlords. Personal laws were another game changer. The British codified laws for marriage and inheritance for different communities, creating a diverse legal landscape that still governs personal matters. These laws were tailored to respect the customs and traditions of various religious communities in India. The British codified laws for marriage and inheritance for different communities, creating a diverse legal landscape that still governs personal matters. This codification was aimed at providing a uniform legal framework while respecting the diverse cultural practices of India's population. As India marched toward independence in 1947, many of these laws were adapted to fit a sovereign nation. The transition from colonial rule to independence was a complex process, and the legal system had to be reformed to reflect the new reality of a free India. Today, our legal system is a blend of historical influences and indigenous practices. The Indian legal system has evolved over the years, incorporating elements from various legal traditions while retaining the core principles introduced during British rule. Understanding this history helps us appreciate the complexities of our current legal system. It's a fascinating blend of the old and the new, where ancient customs meet modern legal principles. Remember, history isn't just about the past, it shapes our present and future. By studying the impact of British laws on modern India, we gain a deeper understanding of how our legal system has evolved and how it continues to adapt to the changing needs of society. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Let's keep the conversation going about how history shapes our world today.